Hey, have you ever felt that surge of pride when someone who looks like you or gets you steps into a powerful role? It's that jolt of hope, like finally someone who understands us is going to change things. But here's the big question. Does it actually change anything? Or are we just buying the same old story with a new coat of paint? Today, I want to introduce you to a concept I've been thinking a lot about and developing on my own called symbolic authority diffusion. Fancy name, but it's really just a mental shortcut, a way we trick ourselves into feeling like things are changing, even when they aren't. And by the end of this video, you might be asking yourself if some of these victories are just polished lemons. I'll explain later. So let's break down symbolic authority diffusion. Now, this sounds complex, but it's actually simple. It's a mental shortcut, or what psychologists would call a heuristic. It's like this. We see someone from our community, our background, our culture in a powerful position, and we start thinking, this is it. Finally, someone who gets us. Finally, someone who's gone through exactly what we've gone through. They understand. And if they made it, maybe things are really looking up for us. And it feels good, right? And it's like finally someone with power who understands. But let me ask you this. How often do you actually see things change just because someone who looks like you or you think understands you is in charge? Is the progress real, or is it just the feeling of progress? And that's the tricky part. The shortcut, a little mental trick that makes us feel like something is changing. But what if that's all it is? Just a feeling. Still not getting it? All right, let me paint you a picture. You're at a used car lot and you see a gorgeous car, a new coat of paint, freshly polished rims, spotless interior. It looks like it just rolled off the showroom. You buy it, you drive it off the lot, feeling like a genius, but halfway home, ding, that check engine light comes on. You ever felt that sting of buyer's remorse, like, I thought this car was perfect. What happened? Well, that's what symbolic authority diffusion does to us. It gives us the impression of progress, but when you dig a little deeper, it's all polish, no progress. And you need progress to go anywhere. We see someone who represents us in power and we think, finally, things are changing. But if you look under the hood, nothing's actually improved. So why do we keep falling for it? And maybe even more importantly, what can we do about it? Okay, let's get real here. Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, two people whose victories were historic and inspiring. When Barack Obama won the presidency, or when Kamala Harris became vice president, it was undeniably powerful for everyone, especially for our community. But here's the $1,000,000 question. Did those wins actually deliver tangible change for the communities that they represent? Now think about the issues like racial inequality, economic justice, healthcare disparities, the stuff that matters, right? These symbolic victories felt groundbreaking. But have these issues actually shifted in a real way? This is where symbolic authority diffusion kicks in hard. It makes us believe that just because someone from our community has the title, everything's going to change. But if the issues they're facing stay the same, is it progress or just the illusion of progress? Now, you might be thinking, why is this mental shortcut so powerful? Why do we get wrapped up in symbolic wins and lose sight of the bigger picture? Because let's face it, symbolism feels great. It's inspiring, it's energizing, it's mobilizing, it's galvanizing. It feels like we're finally getting somewhere. But when the dust settles, we're often left with, well, the same system and the same policies and the same problems. Ever sign up for a gym membership in January thinking, this is the year, but then by March, you're still at home with the couch instead of the treadmill? That's what symbolic victories can do. They give us that initial high, the belief that things are shifting, while the real issues stay untouched. So where do we draw the line between hope and hard reality? Okay, let's make this relatable. Think about relationships. Have you ever dated someone who promised you absolutely everything? They said all the right things, acted like they were the one. But then, as time went on and they got the cookie, you got the eggplant, you started seeing cracks. And it was all talk and no action. You see, it's easy to feel hopeful when someone says exactly what you want to hear, but when they don't deliver, what's left? Just empty promises, right? And symbolic authority diffusion is a lot like that. We see someone who is in office, who we think gets it, who looks like us, and we believe they'll make things better for us. But without real action, we're left with a shiny exterior and nothing substantial underneath. So again, why do we keep falling for it? And here's the real danger of symbolic wins. They feel so satisfying that they can actually make us complacent. They can lull us to sleep. We see someone from our community in office, in power, and we think, all right, we finally made it. But if that sense of pride stops us from asking the hard questions or demanding more, then what really has changed? And don't get me wrong, sure, representation is powerful. It matters. But real progress, it's about what they do with that power. So how do we make sure our leaders aren't just symbols, but are actually builders and movers? Because in the end, aren't we looking for impact, not just imagery? So here's what I think we need to remember. Don't settle for the shine. We can't just buy into victories that look good on paper but don't deliver. We need leaders who are more than just symbols. They need to actually build and reform, the kind who show up and get things done. Because just like a shiny used car won't get you far without a solid engine, symbolic wins won't drive real change. And it's up to us to look past the paint job, ask the tough questions, and also ask, what the hell is going on under the hood? So next time we see a win that looks like progress, we will remember to pop the hood, right? Won't we? All right. If this video made you question what real progress looks like, then don't stop here. Click right over here to dive into the next video, where we will be breaking down more myths and illusions around power and relationships. And while you're at it, keep in touch. Hit the subscribe button if you're ready for deeper insights that go way beyond the surface. And remember, here at the Relationship Theater, we don't settle for the shine, we look under the hood. So go ahead, click that video, and I'll see you over there. Peace.